losing 100 pounds with ya, doing all the things. I'm having so much fun in life again, and that's when it all becomes so fucking easy. But holy friggin' torture to get to that point. Like, I had this big aha doing the podcast this week. It's on this channel here if you guys catch it later. It's about alter egos. And it's kind of fun because we see which alter ego type are you: a witch, an alchemist, a God, why do I always forget? A warrior, alchemist, witch, warrior, or I have it written somewhere, or a queen. A queen. So, and we're having so much fun in the school group because we are playing with our alter egos on this bot I made. But I also think there's just so much to be said for doing like the manual deep dive. So that's coming soon, you guys, because I we're missing some of the deep soul searching stuff that goes with building an alter ego, right? Like my little slayer. This was my like my totem. She was my anchor. I found her on a Target aisle for like, I don't know, $1. I was like, oh, that's Slayer, right? And I was blonde then. Now I'm gray, a little gray. So anyhow, you guys, weighing in this week, and my goal, I was just thinking about, because I do a lot of coaching too, and a lot of the thoughts are about the scale. And I I've become just so desensitized to the scale. I think it doesn't have like as much of an impact on me as it used to, like, excite me and motivate me. I don't normally have the other thoughts about it. But I think we can, uh, and maybe when I did, I avoided in those times. You know what I mean? Hey, welcome. Who's there? Can you hear me okay? Is my volume all right? I tried to hook up a microphone. I've been in like this tech vortex. I just can't fucking even. I'm amazed I didn't eat my way through all my friggin' video stuff yesterday. I'm so proud of myself for like sitting in it, like staying in it. This is what my chatbot told me. I'm now the steadfast slayer, that I stay in it until it changes me. And that thought has been like, how powerful is that? Like, just every urge you stay in to do whatever it is, whatever your goal is, like whatever's pulling you the opposite way. Because in every moment, we have a choice to go to Preya, the badass wine drinking, cigarette smoking bitch, who's very sexy. Like, you can have tons of fun over here and all that marketing that's been pumped in our heads, right? So you can be this chick over here, or you can be Shreya, who, this is an old Indian spirituality text from the king. This teenager goes to the king of God, or the king of death, and he says, hey, will you tell me about the secret of life? And he had to go off and do something for a few days. So the kid's like, I'll wait. It's fine. I'll meditate. The kid meditates for 3 days because he wants to know the secret of life so badly. And he figures, who's going to know better than the king of death, right? And so he comes back and he's like, I normally don't do this, but because you've waited and you have just been such a diligent student, I'm going to tell you the secret to life right now. He said, this is all you need to know. He's like, you have this chalice. I think of this like the pumpkin in Cinderella, right? You got the pumpkin, and inside the pumpkin, there's this little being in there, right? There's someone riding inside. You got the pumpkin. You got the guy on top of the pumpkin steering. He's got the reins, and you've got the 5 horses out there, right? And so these 5 horses, he says, the 5 horses are leading out into the world down this path, right? And they can see in the distance. And the wild horses are reacting to everything in the world, right? They're reacting to what you see, taste, smell, touch, all of that. Like, they're just constantly reacting. And the reins are the intellect. Like, that's the mind taking the information up the reins to the person driving, right? And that's us with our conscious mind, is we're driving, right? But what happens is, like, our horses are so inundated by all the stuff in the world, all the videos and the food and the sugar and the flour and all the shit out there, like our we're just overloaded, right? And so we stop making decisions from this place, or making good decisions, and your soul is the little guy inside the chariot, right? It's inside the chariot, and it's in there, like, tap it, like, hey, you're going the wrong way, right? Hello, and your driver's up there just drunk on everything coming in from everywhere, right? So the king of death says to this kid, he's like, so this is what's happening. People are driving their chariots, and every moment there's a fork in the road. And you can either go toward Preya or you can go toward Shreya. And Preya, like I said, she's this sexy, wine drinking, smoking, sexton fiend, right? She's like super fun over here. Preya's like, you're like, I want some of Preya. That's your YouTube Saturday binge, is Preya, right? Shreya is getting up and going to the gym, and reading something to grow your intellect versus just consuming a bunch of bullshit, right? So he's like, in every moment you have this choice, and this is the secret to life. The road to Preya leads toward quick dopamine hits, but quick death, unhealth, unease. And the road of Shreya leads us to this path of enlightenment, right? Of like connecting with your soul and finding true connectedness with yourself in the world. So I love to think about that. An IKEA dining table. You're so welcome. I love that. Salem likes cheese. Hi, Pumpkin King. You guys see the pumpkin, like in the chariot from Cinderella. You were just meant to be here. Okay, you guys. So what I do here is I'm weighing in live every week, and I did this on Facebook from like 2018, like all the way through my big weight loss journey as I lost 120 pounds. Then life happened, and when I was making the podcast episode for this week about alter egos, I realized, like, my alter ego has always been Slayer, like this warrior, like I'm getting goals, like a very like masculine go get 'em energy, right? Like that just kind of badass archetype, And then I realized these past 2.5 years, while my soul was being smushed at my corporate job, before I said, I'm out of here. No, just kidding. I didn't do that. I might need a job someday. Just kidding. Not going to happen ever again. So what was I telling you guys? Shit. See, when this happens, okay, we need coffee. This is why. It's early here. I'm gonna press my coffee, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, you guys. Hi, Catsy Forever. Thank you. Thanks for subscribing. Love it. Okay, you guys. So what was I telling you? King of Death, alter egos, ahas. Oh, okay. So I moved back here to Hawaii. My youngest daughter is going to high school here, and I really needed to be here, right? Like, it was awesome. I had bought this RV, and we were traveling the country, and I was doing my life coaching, and she was getting back for these bigger breaks, these bigger bulk of time. And she wasn't able to anymore once we hit high school. So I moved back here. I was like, it's very expensive in Hawaii, right? So I let that do a whole mind number on me. Meanwhile, I know I can manifest anything. Don't ask me why. I was also going through a lot of health shit. So I moved back here 2.5 years, sitting in my car 2.5 hours a day, working and just like not fulfilling my soul. And I gained like 80 pounds easy, and it just, oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys about the scale, because I was looking today. This is part of, like, I do this quarterly plan every quarter. And for most quarters, since I've done the quarterly plan, I was watching it go in the wrong direction consciously. And that was hard, right? Like, hard because Not because this meant I was a piece of shit because I gained weight. That's not what being overweight means about you, right? But because I knew I wasn't in alignment with my life. And what does it look like if I get back in alignment? And so I tried to get in alignment at this job. I tried all the things, you guys. I got like the walking pad, I ordered prepped meals, I did like, oh my God, I did everything. And the bottom line is, my soul was not friggin' having it. And this is what I learned from human design was like, I have this gene, this gate that's like open that when it's activated, when I'm out of alignment, when I'm not living my purpose, I don't take care of myself. I know it's like this whole list of shit that was the past 2.5 years. And I also realized I was being kind of an alchemist. I was going through this transition stage again, almost like a dark night of the soul type thing, right? Kath, hi! Thanks for joining me, sister. How's your weight loss quest going? You don't even look like you need to lose weight, sister. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I love your little hand weights added to the mix while you were mopping this week. That's very smart of you. Very smart. Like my school swag. That's how much I love school. I'm like, I need the swag. It's so fun. I don't even want to go to Facebook anymore. Like, fuck that place. I'm like, I'm coming to YouTube and school. That's my ultimate goal. Really, Kath? Oh, piece of cake for you, sister. We got this. So I've been thinking that, like how we introduce the weight loss more into the group. I think I love how you've been using it, Kath, to make like a 30-day plan for yourself. I think that's genius. I don't know if everybody, like we don't all think of these things, but I think we all use the tool in a different way. But I'm also going to do a in-person challenge, I think, because doing the alter ego work where you're like diving a little bit deeper is really transformative. And then setting that future self stage, like, okay, we're here and where do we want to go, right? Where are we headed to? So that's all in the process up here. I met with Katya yesterday because I'm in her mastermind and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do. I tell you. So, Priya Shreya, I didn't even mean to talk about that. Scales, so alignment. So I had this client last week and we were coaching and she said, I put this on the podcast this week a little bit, but I wanted to share with you guys here too in case you don't catch it. But she said, she was up a little on the scale. And I said, well, what does that look like if you were to get to your goal this week? And she's like, no, that doesn't feel in alignment. And I said, okay, well, what does alignment with your food look like? Because she had thought she's just saying it's not in alignment because her brain's giving her some bullshit. She called herself out on that, by the way. She's like, but I don't know if that's just me wanting to eat all the shit. I'm like, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, you're right. Your brain's just trying to let you eat all the shit. So if your brain's going to tell you the bullshit, oh, that's not in alignment, us losing weight, right? This is what we make the scale mean. Because the only reason the scale moves typically is we're eating well and taking care of ourselves. And not always the case. And I see what she was saying if she's coming from restriction. But most of the women that, like myself and that we're hanging out with, don't have eating disorders, and we're not developing them at 55. I haven't seen any statistics on that. So I'm not worried about that. Now, if you're a youngster that stumbles across this, you need to worry about it. But I'm kind of like, what does it take to get her done? And why am I afraid of that? Why do I fear about me thinking I'm going to eat in restriction? That's your thought, you're eating in restriction. My thought is, holy shit, I feel so fucking good. And this has been my thought even when I was eating all the things. I knew I feel so much better with the crap out of my body, with extended fasting periods. Like, I love how my body feels. It's so good for us menopausal women because it gives you dopamine to the brain. It does, like, it mocks estrogen in a lot of ways, right? When you fast and when you release your ketones, it's so super powerful. Your bot is the genius. Oh, Kath, I can't wait for you to try the Me First bot too. I want you to mix both of them. I'm really excited to see. I'm eating in protein. So get this. So I've got someone testing the new weight loss bot that's going to be part of the whole Me First stuff we do. But the weight loss bot is it. Shannon's testing it, and she said she had just told it she wanted to. She's in maintenance, so she already hit her goal, but she's really working. She's like, what do I do now that I don't have a goal? And I so get that. For so long, I identified as a weight loser. Like, I kind of like being a weight loser. It's fun. I got this goal to go after. This happened to me when I got skinny. I was like, who am I now? What do I do that I'm not constantly chasing this thing and I don't even think about food? Who is this bitch? So anyhow, so Shannon is testing it, and it told her just off the cuff, started talking to her about protein in her meal. And all she had said was, I want to start making healthier choices. They had like a little conversation about it, but it's very intuitive. I'm getting better at making them, like keeping it you have to keep it very channeled in for it to be powerful. Like, it has to be, like, you can't let a lot of outside stuff. You have to keep it very narrow. And I just kept redefining how it shows up if you say a certain thing. And then the new bot, of course, you get to pick how you want to get slayed. Okay, I need to weigh in. I'm going to Maui this weekend, you guys. So one of my best friends from freaking ever, my childhood, like 45 years ago, right? She is on Maui with her husband, and they're going to be over there for the month, and then they go to the big island. But I was like, I think I need to go now because of everything I want to build and create in the community. I kind of need to go before I'm in creation mode because that'll be a whole nother thing. But Kath, I'm super proud of myself for not eating through my editing technical shit yesterday. Because let me tell you, I about wanted to I was so frustrated. My human design when I'm not in alignment is frustrated. And I was very frustrated. I'm like, okay, breathe deep. I did a little tapping. So I could show up here with you guys. So I've been weighing in live since 2019 or whatever. And some weeks it was really hard to get up and go weigh in, right? But I always felt better after I did. So I thought on the weight loss quest this time, I'm like, I'm definitely going back to live weigh-ins because it's my accountability, but it also whatever happens, there's always something so great that comes out of the conversation from showing up to a scale every single time, whether it's for myself or my clients, just seeing those thoughts and what we make it mean. So I last week, just to refresh you guys, my nice coffee stained 90-day page. So I was 282.4. So I'm slightly off. To be in target to hit my 20-pound goal for Q1, which we're slaying, I need to be near 279.5 today. And I have to tell you, I don't have real high hopes. I was 282 something yesterday. So this is kind of one of those, how close can we get things? You know what I'm saying? I've also noticed, that might be TMI for YouTube. Things haven't been as fluid. I'm like, what am I missing? I need more veggies back in. I'm really struggling because there's so much mold in everything, and I'm on a mold detox regimen. I had to order this mold-free coffee that's friggin' $50 million. It is really good though. I went back to having my my French press, which I love. I do love having a French press. Okay, now I'm just procrastinating because I don't want to get up. Let's weigh it. Okay, let's do it. Okay, Kath, do you think I did it? I don't know, man. I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know where I'm at. Okay, I'm trying to set up my scale down here. And I'm getting smarter because I've got my swimsuit cover up. Okay, here we go. Can you see it? Okay, I think you can. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Woohoo! Okay. Do or didn't you showed up? Do or didn't you showed up? I don't know what that means, Kath. Um, that was up. Oh, do or didn't I showed up? Yeah, I'm not, actually not surprised by that. I did have potatoes yesterday for lunch, which always, like, for some reason, they inflame me. So I don't know if I'm totally shocked by that. I'm in pole position for the 70s. That's all I know, sister. Okay, let me come back. Okay, but this is how it goes. And then when I'm sitting 20 pounds down and everyone's wondering how you did it, it's because I went up not even a pound. I went up like, what is that? 0.8. 0.8. So I'm up 0.8. So to be on target next week, this is a big week, and I've got Maui. So I will be adding a fast on the back end of Maui to do a little cleansing. Although my girlfriend is she's like, hey, I know you're in your weight loss groove again. And I'm like, yeah, well, let's not get overzealous. Like, let's still go out and do our shit, man. But she's like one of these people that you'll go out with the night before and she'll go run 8 miles or something. I'm like, you got a pool somewhere? I'll go do that. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm up a little bit, but that's part of the game. It's just part of the game. And honestly, you guys, sometimes my body just it doesn't want to release right now. And then I'm always surprised. Does this happen to you guys? Like, I'll be surprised when I weigh in and I thought, oh my God, it's going to be way up, and you don't see it on the scale. Like right now, I feel like I like have a lot of water. I'm retaining, I don't know. I just feel like I got a poo, which is unusual. I don't usually have a constipation issue, but I have been a little bit. Yeah, I'm so excited for Sundays. So you guys are catching this late if you're not in our school community yet. It's free. We are having a human design coach come in, and she is teaching us radical self-acceptance with our human design. So I'm super stoked for this because acceptance is the path to everywhere. Like when we can accept and love ourselves just as we are, before the weight loss, before the money, before the great relationship, when you can just love you just right now, like radically accept all you are, that's the game changing shit right there. Right? Like it's not I mean, it wasn't at the skinny. Being skinny felt great. This only happened to me a couple times in my life. So, this was the longest time this past time. And it was the first time I had really become her. I just was that person. And then my life moved, and I moved over here to Hawaii, and everything just got rocked. And when I was digging in the archetypes yesterday for the episode and learning about my warrior archetype, and the liking the structure in a plan and habit and routine, like, of course, which is actually not in alignment with my my Sagittarius year 5 wanting to travel and change and transist. They're like polar opposites. So understanding my human design a little more, I think is just so key to me evolving to this next version of myself. And sometimes the weight loss journey is that it's the version, it's the movement to this next version of yourself. It's not just about getting skinny. How? We can all go get a drug right now and get skinny, right? We could go get surgery to get skinny. That's not the, how do I say this? Like the work to get to the goal, when you start to believe and show up for yourself, is the game changing shit. That's when things really start to change for you, when you really start to step into this place of just self love, you know, and where you're choosing the path of Shreya more than Preya, you know. And then Dr. Mindy Pelz was talking about in her book, Not Eat Like a Girl, Age Like a Girl. She was talking about how as we age, as women, we have 3 times in our life our brains prune. And every time you prune, you get rid of synapses, these pathways we don't need anymore, we grow new ones. And so when you go through puberty, you get like horny brain. You get all the estrogen, feel good, I want everyone to like me, like that kind of stuff. So we would want to go out and be liked and have sex and reproduce, right? And then you go through a brain change at perimenopause. And in perimenopause, you go through the pruning where you're like self-sacrificing, right? It switches up our hormones to where we're taking care, we'll die for our children, right? We get like, it motivates us to take care of them. And then when we hit menopause, we go through this brain pruning. And we were like, they studied these cultures that hunter-gatherer culture back in the day, you know, and the men would go off and hunt, but it was the crones, it was the older women that would go forage in the forest and make sure, like if the hunters came back with nothing, they survived because of the crones, because of the crones taking care of the community, of like coming up with genius ideas. So it's so exciting to think of that. Like when we go through this menopause period, yeah, our brain's all jacked up. But when we come out the other side of it, what we're stepping into is embodiment of caring for community, but caring for ourselves first, because it gets rid of all that I'm serving everyone else hormonal bullshit. Sorry, it wasn't bullshit. I'm so happy I was around. I am around to take care of my kids, right? But like, there's something about this pruning and what we go through. God, if I would have known I was going through menopause when I had my uh, 300-pound ball of misery, I call it, you know? This time was just getting back in alignment. So much different losing weight this time. All right, you guys. Well, I hope I see you in the school community. Come get your alter ego bot. We're having fun. I shared on the podcast this week about see if you can identify which archetype you are, and then you can start to try to work from there and notice yourself when you're offline or not in alignment, and what it looks like when you're in alignment. Oh, that's what I didn't forget to finish telling you about Rio and the alignment food. So it's in the podcast. You guys can check it there. I gotta go to Maui. I gotta go pack. And I do have my swimsuit on. I should probably just go do some laps really quick. So Slayer out. Until next week.